Hello, my name is Representative Pam Powers-Hanley, and I represent LD9 in Tucson in the Arizona House. Today is March 8, 2022. Today's video is about a kerfuffle around HB2839. This is a bill that was passed out of the House and the Senate and signed by Governor Doug Ducey just a few days ago. Unfortunately, mostly for the Republicans, it blew up on social media over the weekend. So the reason that this bill blew up is this one section about Precinct Committee People. So this bill overall is about how many signatures people have to gather for their nominating petitions. And it goes through different levels of offices like Congress and the legislature and all the way down to the Precinct Committee People. And so the Precinct Committee section is the part that's getting a lot of attention on social media because people don't like it. So there are lots of levels of organization in the state parties. And so the base, the grassroots, these are the Precinct Committee people. I'm a Precinct Committee person, and so is my husband. And so what's setting this whole bill on fire is Section 4 about the Precinct Committee people. And so it says that the precinct, basically it waives election of Precinct Committee people. So right now, people like me and Jim are trying to collect 10 whopping signatures from people in our precinct in order to submit the signatures and the nominating petition. So this bill says that we don't need to collect the signatures, that the election of PCs will be waived. Well, there are elected PCs and appointed PCs, and the elected PCs have more rights and duties. For example, elected PCs can vote on bylaws, they can vote on officers for the county party and officers for the state party. The other thing, elected PCs can serve on the state committee. So the Democrats and the Republicans each have a state committee of elected PCs. They pass resolutions, they have all sorts of things. And so the problem with this law is that all of the PCs would be appointed. So who's going to be elected? Who's going to be the PC that can actually vote on those officers? Or does this bill really mess up the state organization for the parties? So this says that the PCs don't have to be elected. They'll submit a nominating petition to their county party. The county parties will send one name to the Board of Supervisors, and that one person will be a PC. So the JLBC Rules lawyers in the House and Senate are saying that this would dramatically reduce the number of PCs. It would dramatically reduce the number of people on the state committee. It would dramatically reduce the number of people who could vote for county and state party officers. So it's a little bit conflicting, though. In number 5, it says that the county party can appoint PCs to fill the vacancies. For example, in my precinct, there are 8 PCs. So if only one is appointed, then there are 7 vacancies. So some of the counties are saying there's no big deal with 2839 because we'll send the one name to the county Board of Supervisors and then we'll just appoint all the other people. But then who's appointed and who's elected? You know, the elected PCs have more rights and more responsibilities and more duty and more power. So is everybody elected or is everybody appointed? So there are differences amongst the lawyers on what this bill says. So this needs to be fixed, I think. I don't know what the fix is. We were supposed to hear a bill the other day, 2840, which was never heard. That one would have just gotten rid of the whole section. I don't know that that fixes it. So part of this problem was created because a few years ago, the legislature passed a bill that moved the primary date up. I voted against it because I thought it would favor incumbents. But I also saw that this was going to put signature gathering happening while we were in session. And we're not supposed to be campaigning when we're in session. So this is like a perfect storm with the census being late, the Independent Redistricting Commission being a little slow, and the primary date being pushed up. So the reason that it was passed on a emergency vote last week was that signatures and petitions could be submitted this week. So they wanted to get it done before the petitions went to the Secretary of State. The bottom line is, how much do you trust your county party? If you trust the county party, then it's not a big deal. If you want to change your leadership, it is a big deal.